now watching Compton Rick Rock TV. Let's get to the content.
Yo, what up? It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV, and we back with the content. But before we get to the content, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and catch every video when I drop them. Now, we gonna run over here to COMPTON News. He got an ex-correctional officer on his show. And man, can y'all imagine if all these correctional officers in these penitentiaries come online and start them some podcast channels and talk about some of the stuff that they seen up in there? Man, that'd be the biggest thing on the internet, man, because they got millions of stories from thousands and thousands of inmates all over the state of California. This one right here, I think he worked towards Calipat and Centinela. He looks familiar. He looked like one of them COs that was at Centinela when I was in there back in the days. But anyway, man, we're going to get to this content. He say that he think that they are mixing dudes up on these 50-50 yards for them to go at each other and take each other out the gang. Sound about right. It's a lot of games that go up in there, especially with them COs, man. They be in there politicking too, betting on fights, doing all type of crazy stuff. When I was up in there, man, they play games just like the inmates play games. They'll crack the gates. You were being handcuffed. They'll let another race, when there's something going down, come over there and poke holes up in you and all that. Turn their back, act like they accidentally hit the button and didn't know, all type of stuff that they be having going on up in there. But we gonna see what this ex-CO right here got to say about these 50-50 yards and the inmates that's on there. He feel that they putting their life in danger. Let's get to the content and see what he's talking about.
Okay, I wanted to ask you, lately in prison, they've been trying to integrate general population and the SNY yards, the PC yards. They're calling it 50-50 yards. What's your thoughts on that?
That's all bad, dude. That's all bad. That actually began in the year 2019-ish. That began like right before COVID.
2019 is when they started this. This is a new program. They didn't have all this stuff. This definitely, when I heard about it, I'm like, they didn't have that back in the day. So this is one of them setups that they definitely trying to set these dudes up, man. And y'all hearing it right here. All this came about because all you dudes on the internet talking about 50-50 yards. Well, we got somebody that worked inside, that worked inside and telling y'all the real.
One thing I got to preach to the masses, to the audience, is that at the lower levels, they didn't give us a heads up what we were going to be doing. And when I say the heads up, everybody has to understand that all orders come from headquarters, which is based in Sacramento, California. So you got the bigwigs in Sacramento calling all these shots, and we are expected to execute them at all 30 prisons throughout the state of California. That was introduced as the non-designated program. Again, nobody told us what non-designated program was or what it was supposed to be or how we were supposed to make it happen. And in essence, they started busing down GP inmates to put on an SNY yard. So we knew that they were going to fight. We knew that they were going to kill each other.
Wow.
But it's one of those things, hey, man, you had a director at the time. She put it on paper, mix these guys. So as far as us being employees, we have it on paper being told to mix them. We're going to mix them because they've already arrived on a bus.
Wow. For y'all that don't know what's going on, he's basically telling everything that's going on. He felt like it wasn't right. They literally setting the program up for these dudes to go at each other. And a lot of y'all on here, y'all making these videos, but y'all not breaking it down because y'all don't got this kind of intel. Y'all just think, it's the COs. Yes, it's the COs, but this coming from a higher level. This coming from Sacramento. When I was up in there and they used to do stuff, we used to blame it on them. We used to get mad at them because that's all we seen. But this stuff is coming from people that sit back, strategize. How can we keep this conflict going up on these yards so we can get hazardous pay and make this money, especially around Christmas time? When it get like close to this time, this is when all the crazy stuff start going on so they can lock the prisons down and get hazardous pay, man.
It's not like we could send them back to where they came from. You understand what I mean? They got to be housed there. They traveled throughout the state to be housed there. And when we integrated them, they rioted. They kicked it off.
So it's almost like a setup from the beginning.
It's a 100% setup.
So you were there when this first started, and you seen the riots immediately kicked off.
I was a lieutenant. I was part of the crisis response team, which is the SWAT team for the prison system.
Goon
you get all
squad.
the cool gear, man. You get the helmet, the bulletproof vest, the M4 rifle, the Glock, all kinds of grenades and cool stuff, right? We were on standby, so we knew they were gonna riot.
Them the ones that come rush your cell, you get caught with drugs, somebody tell on you bringing drugs from the visiting room. When you go back to your cell, these guys wait early in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, with everybody asleep, come rushing up in the building and put you in handcuffs, tear your cell down, looking for the drugs. They know exactly when you hit. Sometimes they catch you right there in the visiting room because they already know the goon squad. These are the guys that come and do all the damage up in there.
We were staged. We were hiding in the visiting room. While Dorm 1 and Dorm 2 at Donovan, the level 1 yard, we were about to mix their enemies. So you had regular officers in the buildings ready for when it kicked off. You had us, the crisis response team, hiding so that when it kicked off, we would respond with overwhelming force. And that's exactly what I was right there. I shot a dude 4 times with 40 millimeter less lethal exact impact rounds, which is the sponge rounds, up the leg. Because he was getting jumped. There was a dude that was getting jumped probably like 7-1. And I was helping the victim by shooting off the other ones.
All right, so what they'll do is they'll mix them up, put them on the yard, let them go at each other. These dudes already be on response to get them a good beating, a good thorough. He say, we popped a few. He shot one dude 4 times. That way to put fear up in them, scare them real good, shake them up. Every time they go at it, these guys is already prepared to do they damage to them. Let them go at it so they gotta have a reason to shoot their pepper spray, so they gotta have a reason to shoot their block guns, they rubber bullets at you and all that stuff. And if it get too carried away, they'll shoot that Mini 14 at you. They'll shoot that M16 at you. Like he said, he had a Glock. He'll shoot that Glock at you. They plan to put fear in you guys to keep the money going. It's all about the money.
It was a mess, dude. It was messed up.
Why would they do this?
Money, man.
Okay. So you're saying, why would they do this?
Hazardous pay.
The knowledge that I have now, all right, there's rich people in place, and I want you to think of above the governor level. I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but you asked me, why would they do this? If somebody up at the top, let's say by the name of George Soros, has a lot of money, and he wants to destroy a certain area, community, prison system, society, all he has to do is pay Gavin Newsom, the governor, a certain amount of money and say, hey, implement this new idea in the prison system. And
oh man, this dude right here, he giving up a whole lot of intel. His man, he gotta watch himself. Y'all know how this stuff go, man. They're gang too. You gotta watch. He's giving up a whole lot of intel, man. This dude's like this. He got the heart to come out here and let us know what's going on. So when people on the outside hear this, they have a good indication, or when they get these phone calls from their family members that's incarcerated, they could understand more. Oh, I get exactly what you're saying. I just seen the CEO on Count Capone News. Shout out Count Capone News. I seen the CEO on Count Capone News breaking down exactly what you talking about. You know, it's gonna be some lawsuits going on.
To see what happens. Governor Newsom, all he has to do is appoint a CDCR secretary of his choosing, which he did choose an individual who's been there since I resigned, December 2022. And that guy, all he has to do is be a yes man. That's all he has to do. And when he's a yes man, he passes it down to his troops below him, who are also yes men. And then it gets all the way down to us and we implement it. So what did they sell it to us as? They sold it to us as rehabilitation. They told the inmates, you are expected to get along with your enemies out on the streets. We are expecting you to get along with your enemies in here. Which doesn't make any freaking sense.
It's backwards. Because on the streets, they got enemies. In jail, they don't beef at all. If you go to jail, nobody's on the general population beefing because they got to stay together as they car. Everybody in there have a car, and in everybody's car ain't no beef and none of that. It's race against race if it go down. Everybody cool until it's time to go down. It's just what it is. Whoever don't like it, you don't understand. But that's exactly what's going on, man. This dude right here is giving us some good information.
What were your thoughts?
I thought it was horseshit. I thought it was a nightmare. I mean, I don't know if I can cuss. I thought it was a nightmare. I thought it was asinine, bro. Like I have common sense. I would like to think I'm street smart to a degree. I'm good at reading people, and I was very good at my job. You know, not to toot my own horn. I learned how to navigate the land, so I knew who was who, what was what. You can't mix two beta fish and expect to not to kill each other.
Okay, now when this starts going down, I mean, do people immediately start dying?
Well, not immediately. People were getting stabbed and slashed. Yes.
More than normal?
People were getting f***ed up.
Wow. People is getting effed up, like he said, all from the rich guy that he said that's bigger than government, that greased the palms of the government and whoever he talking about, and pass it down to him. So all this stuff is a play on their behalf, like I say, to make more money. He's leaving that out. Vacation pay, they get all that extra hazardous pay, all that. So they make money when it's going down in the prison. And sometimes they'll lock them prisons down for a year. They'll lock them prisons down for a few months, a good month, especially around, like I say, October, November, when that Christmas coming up. That's their whole play, to make their money.
Okay, there's different levels to violence, because I had somebody ask me earlier, Hector, is this the most violent that we've seen? 89 murders in 2 years. Is this the most violent that California CDCR has ever been? I said, I don't know. The 70s and the 80s and the 90s had to have been pretty violent, but that was regular gang stuff. Regular gang stuff. This type of violence.
With no regular gang stuff. Well, I think I walked up in there when I was 19 years old. I went to prison at 19, Centinela State Prison, where I started at. Was locked down since 17. Fought my case, ended up getting my little time. But anyway, to make a long story short, this is some crazy game right here that he's giving up. This is some crazy game. A lot of people is going to get hurt. But back in the 90s and stuff like that, it wasn't no gang stuff. If you disrespected somebody, if you stole, or if you got caught doing something you had no business, that's when it would go up. That's when it went up. Now y'all making the environment hostile.
Could have and should have been prevented.
Right.
By officers. And when I say officers, I mean by custody staff. You know, management.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I don't know how else I can explain it without letting the public know that they are literally mixing people on purpose to kill each other and trying to sell it as rehabilitation.
Wow. This CO right here, he don't care, man. I did a lot of time, and he remind me of one of those COs who didn't bother you. He was one of those guys who didn't harass you. He was one of those guys who didn't tear up your cell because he was bored or anything. He didn't have a short man's complex. You got a lot of those COs in there with short man complex. You coming there off the yard with your size on, and you talking back to them, and the only way they could get you back is going there and taking your cell. If you had a floater TV or a floater radio, which is a floater is getting a TV or radio that wasn't yours, one of your homeboys might have passed down to you, they'll come in there and take that. They'll see the serial number scratched off, or they know if you did it with a tack gun, or they'll just go check the records and see if you got any packages, TVs, and all that stuff in your little chart. So they know. But he was one of those kind of COs. I could bet you, man, there's probably somebody in my chat that probably did time with this dude and probably could say the same thing. If you are, leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think about this. We're gonna run this for a little more and we're gonna get up out of here.
What are the faces of those people that they look like in California State Prison? If we had to put a face on it, what do they look like?
The inmates? Mm-hmm. It varies.
Oh no, the people who are the people that are pulling these strings?
What do
they look like?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Or who are they?
Who are they?
Who are they?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Jeff McCumber. He's like an older white dude. You got Neil Flood. He's the CCPOA president. So I got to let the public know that the union president is also in bed with the higher ups.
They done made him mad. Something done happened to him in that jailhouse. He probably done blew the whistle. He doing it right now, but he don't seem like he looking out for y'all family. I know y'all gonna say, man, he on there telling, man, he looking out for y'all family. If y'all want to if any of your family got hurt, he's setting the play up for you to get a lawsuit right here. All you gotta do is have him come to court.
Governor Newsom, and you already know Newsom's what he looks like. So yeah, it's. I mean, I'm not trying to profile him, but
we have to.
You can see. It's funny because I'll post pictures of all three of them together. And I'm like, yeah, they're all three white dudes. Like, you know what I mean?
And who are the individuals that suffer? What do they look like?
Black and brown, for sure. And I'm not the type to push any type of narrative or agenda, right? But I've always known that. I've always known that the maximum.
Damn. That's crazy when you know this and you work there and you know it's an agenda, you know, on your kind. And you overlook it because it's the job. They the bad guys. You guys are the good guys. Y'all have been taught that these guys are the slum, the scum of the earth. They no good. They this and that. So, of course, they get treated like trash up in there. It's cool, but everybody is human beings. But I guess he didn't got fed up. He can't live with it no more. In his probably his stomach and he probably like, no, I got to get this out, man. The least I could do is do this. But anyway, man, y'all go over to Count Capone News. Let's go to Count Capone channel, man. I'm going to blow it up. I noticed that when I do this, I be having me still on the screen. So we going to blow this up here and let y'all see what Count Capone pay. Y'all go over there to Count Capone News and follow the rest of this story, man. It's a good one right here. He got a few of them. This dude had been on here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 times. So y'all go and check out the rest of them interviews. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. It's Compton Rick Rob, Compton Rick Rock TV. I catch all of y'all on the next one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Compton Rick Rock TV. Also, hit that notification bell and catch every video when I drop.